Someone must have just woke up one day and went, what if we tried to do another shot at Sandy Waxler, except from this time we made it about basketball and we also put a little bit of effort in. Turns out you get quite a good result. Hustle. No, not that hustle, or not the hustle, or hustlers, not even American Hustle, and certainly not Kung Fu Hustle. You can see why Netflix felt the need to add Adam Sandler into their YouTube trailer title. Yeah, so here we have Netflix giving us this brand new sports drama with Adam Sandler taking the helm. We get what is, in blunt terms, a Rocky meets Coach Carter story, which I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did. And before diving in, spoilers free by the way, I just want to say that I'm not really much of a basketball fan. I know the game and I know most of the rules, but I've never really watched a game of basketball in my life, and despite all that, I still had a really great time with this. It's a basketball film and it's made by basketball players, and you can tell because there's a huge amount of love and knowledge that went into making this film. I think one of the producers behind it was LeBron James, and surprisingly he's better behind camera than in front of it. The real bread and butter of this film is it's a motivational drama about an underdog reaching his goals. And so this movie isn't really as exclusive as you might expect it to be. You know, similar to how you don't really need to know much boxing to enjoy Rocky. And in fact, this is actually a really great modern retelling of that story. The story is solid. It's in no way original, but it's charming and it's well polished. The cliches that you might expect are there, but they're necessary. And when they work, they do well to give you those good vibe feelings, and they do well not to stay on those cliche moments for too long. And as I said before, there's some really good modern twists to this story. In particular, about halfway through, there's this part involving social media, which I really appreciated. I thought it was a really clever idea. But this story wouldn't really be anything if it wasn't for the ones you were watching on screen. For fans of the sport, there are a lot of professional basketball players in here, and from my perspective, and I know none of them, they were really good in this story. For fans of basketball, I imagine this would elevate that movie into a higher level for you. But the real champs here for me are Adam Sandler and, I'm really sorry if I butcher his name, but Juancho Hernan Gomez? Yeah, God, see, told you I wasn't a basketball fan. And Queen Latifah's also here as well, but she doesn't really get much to work with. No, the real story is about the other two. Adam Sandler? God, that man should really stop doing slapstick comedies. Having seen this as well as Uncut Gems, those two films were some of the best I've seen of him in the last decade. I mean, they're very different roles, don't get me wrong. This one is still serious, but it's laced with a bit more comedic elements. But he's just really endearing here. It's more of an emotional role, and they do really well to restrain themselves with too many jokes. It's more simple one-liners, no fart jokes, and no scenes setting themselves off for these awful slapstick moments. You know, like typical Adam Sandler movies. And even though this is drama focused, like I said, there's elements of comedy within here, and somehow it's still the funniest I've seen of Adam Sandler in a while. Our other man of the hour is also a pro basketball player, you know, which was a smart idea because they've got him doing a lot of high intensity basketball antics throughout this film. Juancho Hernan Gomez does really well here to mix his skills with a serious acting role to make you feel really motivated watching him. The stakes of the film are very well illustrated and you just can't help but root for him. There's also, to no surprise, a couple of training montages in here as well, but they're also very well edited, but also very enjoyable to watch because you have this pro basketball player who's pulling off these insane basketball stunts. It's a really good film and it's one I'm definitely happy to recommend. Seeing Adam Sandler do this just makes it even more frustrating when he's in a more mediocre film. This is also the director's, Jeremiah Zagars. I think this is also his first full feature film that he's directed, and if so, props to him. It's pretty good to start off the bat with. So, Hustle. Have you already seen it? It's been on Netflix for about 1 or 2 weeks now. If you have, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked this review, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It always helps me out. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews on movies, anime, and video games. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye bye.